Hello, beautiful ladies. Welcome. We are here to talk Small Business Saturday. Today we're talking consistency, and we're going to try to give you three A tips on making sure that you are consistent in the work that you do in your business. All right, Sherry, let's get started.
All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about is the connection to your audience. Consistency and connecting to your audience is going to be so crucial to being able to build and maintain your business. And so there's multiple ways that you can connect with your audience, and Sharea and I will go back and forth with talking about that. So one, you have your email list, you have social media, and you also have your website and any other platforms that you utilize as well. And so, with your email list, it's important that they don't just get an email from you either just once a year or only when you want to sell something. And so when you talk about consistency with connecting to your audience, you want to make sure that you're constantly showing the value, and that the reason that they sign up for your list, that's the email and the contents that they're getting. That's not saying you should never sell. Of course you should sell to your email list. That's the point of having it. But it shouldn't just only be about selling. It should really be about other aspects to get your client to feel confident that you really care about them, and for them to be able to see that what you have to offer is also what they need.
Yeah. And I think because we're going to do one specifically on email, I think just making sure that you consistently have the same type of language that brought them there is very important. So if I came for you for wellness and then you're trying to sell me a bike, that may attach, right? Because it's a wellness tip, right? But then if I'm coming for you for wellness and then you're trying to sell me a car, how are those two things related to what made me attracted to you as a person to follow or a person to connect to in terms of business? So being able to make sure that you're consistently giving your audience the same story. And I think that kind of moves to our next tip, right?
And with the social media.
Yeah, which is really about how do you talk to your audience? How do you consistently show up for them? How do you consistently sound to them? And do they trust that you are who you say you are, right? I think Sherry and I was joking about it, but a lot of times people try to create an image each time they come in front of the screen. And it's like, well, then who is this person versus consistently showing up as you are? And one of the things that I like about consistency is that you get to be authentic, and you don't have to be anyone who you're not if you start off from the jump being yourself. And so really, when it comes to consistency in this one, your image, your reputation, all aligns with who you are authentically. If you show up authentic each time, right? So some days, like the other day when we did that video, it was somebody was like, "Oh, I love this video," but I was straight honest. I'm sitting there eating grapes. I'm laughing at myself when I look back. I'm eating grapes. I'm just telling y'all, look, I haven't eaten. I like wellness and I'm into wellness, but a grape for me is a snack and I enjoy it. But I'm also hungry, so I'm gonna share these grapes, right? And so you get to see who I am, because that's truly who I am, even when I'm not on the screen. So I don't have to show up as some brand new person. So really being consistent and giving your audience that same voice so that they can trust you, right? Because I think that's what consistency builds, is a level of trust. And then I think our last one, I don't know, did we grab both points under number 2?
Yeah, so you talked about the presence in your image. And so being able to be that same person. And so then that ties us directly into like our final point, which is confidence. There's no way you can be consistent with connecting to your audience, with your social media postings, with the emails that you send out from whichever platform that you use, if you're not confident in who you are. You don't want to try to be a replica of someone else. That defeats the whole purpose of you starting your business. That defeats the whole purpose of you creating the product or service that you're going to offer. If you're starting it, then we need to see you. We don't need to see any other celebrity.
Exactly.
We don't need to see, anyone else that's doing awesome things. And that's not to minimize the awesomeness and the influence and the power that these other people have been able to gain, but they were able to get that because they were authentic to who they are.
Yeah, right. Like, so everybody doesn't need to be Instagram influencer with the same exact. Sometimes you can go to people pages and it feels like they just cut and paste from somebody else's page, and I'm like, this isn't even authentic. Then that means, like, so even though you got 13,000 followers or million or whatever you have, you don't even seem like you're real to me. Yeah. And I guess maybe to some people that's okay, But for me, I feel like if you really want your business to be more than just an image on a screen and people to really buy into you fully, that confidence has to be honest, right? It has to be who you really are. And just a real short tip when it comes to confidence is that confidence also is built out of consistency, which means that you may not get it right exactly right at the first time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up at all. Just learn to make sure you are telling your real story, telling your true self. And so that way it can become consistent enough where you're confident that when you talk, it comes and shows up as Sharea. It comes and shows up as Sharea. It comes and shows up as that amazing person you are, right? Instead of someone else. And I think if we can just stay true to ourselves and be authentic, consistency will build the confidence and build a confidence in a way that no one else can be you. And so you don't have to worry about competition. You don't have to worry about trying to cut and paste somebody else's images so that they look like yours. Like, you just have to show up as you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then knowing that, like, the work of being confident, you do that outside of your business. And then the confidence that you've built internally, just valuing yourself for who you are outside of being a business owner, outside of any other title or accomplishment you have, is that you're confident and you're proud of just who you are and just being. You know, you're proud of your existence. You're proud of your story and what you've had to overcome and the lessons that you've learned. And so all of that then translates into your business, and it helps you to remain not just consistent, but committed to the process and the journey of being a business owner for the long haul, because there's going to be some challenging moments. And so that consistency, if your consistency is built on a false image of who you are, or built on just something that's not authentic to you, then it's going to be really hard for you to be consistent and stay committed
and to keep
in
it
those
up.
tough times.
Like, it's hard to keep up something that ain't you, right? It's much harder to be somebody else than it is to just be yourself. As much as we don't like sometimes who we are, and that will come in time, that showing up as yourself is going to be way more important than showing up as others, because no matter what, in your own competition in your mind, you really are your only competition. And so if you show up as these other people, you're creating a competitive nature against someone who's really not even in the same world as you, right? In the sense that they themselves don't even know you're competing with them. And or if they do know, you're not going to win, because it really doesn't, you're not being who you are.
Right.
So to me, I really feel like I'm a watcher. So I see people like trying to show up as other people all the time, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Like, so it always comes off as phony to other people. So eventually it just falls out anyway. And this is proven even when you think about like large stars, where like someone will come out and try to replicate whatever the hit is of the time, and then literally that person disappears into the night because it wasn't authentic to who you are. It was a trend that you're trying to follow. So be yourself, be consistently yourself, and you will create the audience and the confidence that you want for your business.
Absolutely. So we have the consistency is built through connection to your audience, being your same person and how you present yourself, the image that you portray, and then also building that confidence, so that confidence will translate into how you manage and show up for your business.
All right, you guys, be well.
Bye.